I think it depends on the degree of the degree of acceptance might depend on what she look like and your relationship status. So like if I'm a single dude out here and the woman is just gorgeous and she groped me versus somebody just disgusting looking, I think I think the interaction would be different. I'm willing to go
Well,
on the
sexual
record and
assault,
say
she
that.
ugly, but it's okay if she's fine.
Yeah, I'm willing to go on the record and say, look, if
Craziest
a
damn
woman,
thing I ever heard in my life.
Hey, that's
it's crazy, but
that's that double standard.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be I'm gonna just
Well,
probably be the one
that's not a
that's
double standard. That's just straight up crazy. That's not a double standard. That's just ridiculous.
Hey, that's
so
part of life.
you
What?
saying you don't think the interaction would be different if the woman was
The
beautiful?
interaction should not be different. You saying that the interaction is different depending on whether the girl is
Okay,
fine or
so
not. So if she's
oh
fine, no, what I'm saying is, so if she's fine, she get a pass. But if she's ugly, you calling the police on her.
no, listen, I agree with you, Sweeney, that the interaction shouldn't be different. But what I'm saying is, in reality, it is different. I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. It shouldn't be different.
Why is it
I'm
different?
saying because of that's what I'm saying.
Because of people like you who let shit like that slide and call a nigga soft
No,
because
You trying to put it on me? I'm talking
no,
about
you said it. You said, hey man, some niggas is just soft these days. If a girl come up and grope you and you feel some type of way about it, you just a soft ass nigga.
Well, yeah, some guys is soft.
Why would they? Why? So Michael Rainey came out and said that he felt like he was sexually assaulted. So he's soft now.
Did he say that?
Yes.
Okay, well then I just said
By your definition, he's soft.
I said some guys just can't take that mentally.
No, I think that it was necessary for him to do that because he's not just being 100. He's
why can't we take him at his word? Why can't we just take the man at his word?
I'm saying I agree. He was.
Why are we giving him instead of just straight up saying that's what it was? He felt he was sexually assaulted. He came out and said he was sexually assaulted, and we on this panel. Well, Darwin on this panel saying the nigga soft.
I said some guys. I didn't say he specifically was soft. I just said some
guys. No, you didn't say
wired.
specifically him, but you said that dudes who feel some type of way about that ain't never had bitches before, ain't never had that type of pull where a chick come up and grab your nuts and all of that. And some niggas just need to nut up and shut up.
Sometimes you just gotta fight them off. If you got enough confidence, well, you got to know what
it's not confidence for somebody to walk up on you.
You say you got enough XP. You know how to deal with it.
What is this, man? Come on, bro.
I guarantee you that.
No, what happened to your goddamn standards, man? No, what happened to your goddamn standards, man? You ain't got no goddamn standards. You wavering, man.
No, I ain't wavering.
You making an exception right now. You ain't being real. You are. Hey, look, let me take that back. You are being spineless right now. And I got to treat you like I did R-Pain the other night. This is some bullshit.
Just because I got a different opinion on me, y'all gotta fight me on it. That's why.
Sometimes some of
she's a nice looking woman.
That's how people get on here. That's why people get on here. They always want to agree with the man. Just because I'm not gonna agree with the man, don't mean y'all gotta attack me for it.
What you don't understand, Bruce, the reason why things like this exist is because of people like you.
No, it ain't because of
wait, let me finish. Because you just sat here and said that niggas who ain't used to this type of shit is par for the course. If you that nigga, man, some chicks just come up and grab your nuts, and if you can't take it, get that fuck out the kitchen. That's how niggas get sexually assaulted.
Let me give you some context. What I mean by if you can't take it, well, you can't handle it. I meant like if you don't know how to deal with it, if it gets to you mentally to a point where it breaks you down, where you can't handle it. If that context,
what does that even mean?
I'm saying like if you're caught in this situation,
it breaks you down.
You gotta tool that out. What does that mean for a motherfucker to be mentally broken down from being sexually assaulted and he can't handle it? Walk that down for me.
Well, I'm saying if somebody touch you inappropriately, if you've had experience getting touched inappropriately, you know how to handle it a little more better. It being your first time going out there.
And answer my question. What does it look like to not be able to handle a motherfucker sexually assaulting you? What is that?
Okay, so
what does it look like?
So first of all, I said it was borderline sexual assault.
No, it is sexual assault. That ain't borderline. A mother come up and grab your dick in front of camera in front of a bunch of kids. That's sexual assault. She can do that shit in private and it's sexual assault. That's straight up sexual assault. Somebody come up and grab your dick without your consent. That's sexual assault. Is not borderline. Walk it down for me and tell me, what does it mean to be able to handle that properly?
Well,
or not handle it
in order, if you want to handle it properly, you just fight them off.
What? Come on. Bro, I'm trying to save you out here, bro. Come on.
Hold that thought, man. Hold that thought. Let me go to Marcus.
Somebody else get in there though.
Let me go Marcus and then we'll go to Nelson.
Y'all hilarious. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but my mind state is kind of the same as Bruiser's when it comes to this.
That's
why I know it's not right.
I'm telling you, I done been
Come on, Marcus. God damn.
Hold on. Let me just say. Let me just say. I know it's not right. Right. I completely understand it's not right, but I would be lying to pretend that when I was thinking to myself, like when men say the difference between them being a weird creep and them having game is the woman being attracted to you. I think it's the exact same thing when it comes to that groping thing, because I've been in a club and that shit has happened a lot of times. And I would be lying if I say I didn't feel an ego boost, like, yeah, I'm just him when it happened. That's the feeling you get. Now, is it right? No, nobody should be touching you. And it is a crime, right? But in real time, if you find a woman attractive and she do that, it kind of makes you feel good. And it shouldn't.
Thank you.
It shouldn't, but it does. Like I'm just speaking to reality. I for the record, I'm saying this is wrong. This should not be occurring, right? But I would be lying if I pretended like when it happened, that's how I responded to it when it wasn't. And we had a conversation about this a long time ago. We were saying, if you go to the police and tell them that she did that to you, they'll laugh you out the station. Do y'all remember that conversation? We were saying they'll laugh you out the station, and that don't make it right. Right
Marcus,
now,
did you laugh them out the
if I flip it and add another aspect to it, like I see somebody in the chat said, what if it was like Sydney Starr? Yeah, that motherfucker need to go to jail. Like, they need to go to jail.
No, let's walk this down. So if a woman sexually assaulted me and I came to you, Marcus, you the police, right? And I said, hey, bro, man, I was just sexually assaulted by this woman. You gonna laugh me out the room?
I'm not, but I'm saying that's the feeling that I thought would happen. Like I wouldn't do it. I would take if you felt strong enough to come to the station and file it, I would treat that just how I would treat a woman feeling the thing. But I'd be lying if I say culturally or at least amongst circles of your guys. If you got, like, say y'all on a car ride back home and y'all like, man, Joe, they was on me. Shorty came up and groped me. It wouldn't be something that you said to the other guys typically in a way that you were like depressed about it. It would be
the problem is y'all don't understand the reason why the stigma is there is because of this attitude towards men being SA. That we laugh them out the room. That's the reason why we're where we are today.
I wasn't saying that I would laugh him out the room. I'm saying that is the
culture. Yes, the culture is the reason why. And to wrap it back around to what Bruiser said, when he say, "Hey man, sometimes you just need to nut up."
I didn't say any of that.
I know you're not. I'm just saying that's part of the problem. Because we shouldn't be telling somebody who came, like he came out and said he felt like he was sexually assaulted. There shouldn't be no laughter, no nothing. It should be straight up. Hey, she need like Hank said, you need to put papers on her, and we should be able to advocate for that. He shouldn't be getting called soft or whatever because he felt like he was sexually assaulted. Now, granted, if you personally if some chick come up and grab you and you feel like you the man, that's your own personal decision. The problem is when somebody actually don't like it, we'll laugh them out the room.
And that's why I clearly stated, I said, we're not arguing that it should be inappropriate or inappropriate. I was just giving you details behind layers. Like, for example, the way you worded your question with Marcus, if you just came to him and say, look, I was sexually assaulted by a woman, he probably think that you were head down against your will and she took it. But if you would have came to him with the same question, like, look, hey, this fine joining the club walked up to me and grabbed me by my balls.
Next question would be what you do.
You'd be like, did you smash?
Yeah, that would be my next
question.
Hold
on, wait. So I come to you and I say, hold on. I come to you and I say, some chick at the club just grabbed me by my balls.
You intentionally phrased it as, man, I just was sexually assaulted by it. And anybody who hear it like that is gonna think that you were held against your will and they took it from you.
Why does it have to be held against my will? Why is it? I can't.
Because the way you phrase things matters.
Right. If I phrase it like Marcus, I was at the club and this chick just grabbed me by my dick.
If you say you didn't like it, then I'd be like, what you want to do?
It don't hold the same weight.
You gotta add that I didn't like it.
Why can't it hold the same weight? That's the problem.
No, if you add I didn't like it, then I'd be like, yeah, that's some bullshit, bro.
Y'all not understanding why it's the problem. The fact that y'all have to add all these qualifiers to it is initially the problem.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I'd be lying if I pretend to like that was my reaction when that stuff used to happen all. Because technically it happened a decent amount. Like when you out in the club, they will walk by in groups, and one of them in the group would do that, and then they'll like give you eye contact, and that's like the sign to kind of get to it. But you know what kind of changed my opinion on this? For real? Yeah, it's a movie called Baby Reindeer. I don't know if y'all ever seen that.
I've seen this.
It's about a woman stalking a man.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman held him against the wall. And the way that affected him was the same way as
just because he didn't want it,
assault. So I know that that's a real thing. I don't know if it was the mentality that I was raised with, the way I just thought about that, but that wasn't my response. But in the response that he had, he 100% needed to press charges. And maybe I should have too, but I just let it go. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, so like what I want people to understand too is it's just about your upbringing. Because I was brought up the same way Marcus and Darwin was brought up. You know, we was in the mall trying to see how many numbers we can get. If Sweeney said some girl grabbed him and he said he didn't like it, we probably would have been like, man, what you don't like women? That's probably the conclusion we would have came to. I don't think it was till we got older we started realizing that people were actually being touched inappropriate, or we started understanding how inappropriate it was. Like me, like when people say they were stalked, I'm like, oh man, that shit ain't too bad. But once I got stalked, I'm like, I don't like this. Like I couldn't even dial out because the woman was calling so damn much, and I'm like, I don't like this at all. Ain't nothing cute about this. This ain't cool. Like I was calling AT&T trying to figure out if I can just block them from calling me, or can I block anonymous numbers, because it was just crazy, just popping up the whole nine. So it is a problem, Sweeney. It is a problem, and I think we are becoming a little bit more aware as we move forward, and people are actually speaking up about it. But back in the day when we was growing up, if a woman that you like touched you, you was trying to see what's up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think Viz hit it right on the nail.
That's the difference. You talk about young adolescents.
If this don't happen on live, this shit don't get reported. Ain't nothing going on.
Yeah, he's a grown man.
Fuck the conversation up with the bullshit. Look here, man. That's a goddamn grown ass man. Now, as kids, I understand we talk about kids because we thought like child, we move like kids. But now we know better. We need to do better. So why are we gonna sit there and accept that bullshit? Now, Darwin, what if that motherfucking dude came strapped up and grabbed you by your shit? I bet your ass be ready to fight the motherfucker. That's what I said. Yeah,
come on,
you'd be ready to fight him, wouldn't you? Unless you're getting turned the
we
fuck
talking
on.
about a dude, bro. We talking about a woman groping you gonna switch it to a dude.
No, why ain't you got the same confidence? Why ain't you got the same confidence?
Why would you have?
Why ain't you got the same confidence?
Why would you?
Why would you? You the man, bro. You like even niggas like you, bro. You the man, bro.
JR broke it down to you, man. Y'all get it, bro.
Hank made a great point. Sydney Star is not considered a man anymore; it's considered a female.
Man, that's a man.
To who?
Okay, so let me walk with me on this one. We went over all the genders. Sydney Star in this day and time is considered a female. Marcus made it so that it's okay, but if it was Sydney Star, it would be a problem. Yes.
So I didn't make it. That was okay. I said I actually had so Sydney Star was at the club one day and tried to hit on me and my homeboy. I had no clue who it was. To my other boy tapped me. It was like, bro, that's. I was mad. There was no interaction, no touching. I just like, why the fuck would he even come over here and talk to me? Like, do we think we going? You know what I'm saying? And my other homeboy was laughing. Huh?
So Marcus, wait, if you didn't get the heads up,
it was going down.
You had to fuck around and find out.
He was on no. He would have felt like the man at the club, y'all. He was the man in the building.
No,
he would have been.
No, it's wrong.
It was a joke later on.
That shit wouldn't have been no joke. If Sydney Star would have touched me, that shit would have been no joke to me. Then
I understand where you would have took it, but the dynamic is it shows that your vitriol is conditional.
Of course, I don't want to be touched by a man.
So why wouldn't your ego? Why isn't your ego transparent across the board?
Man,
because I got a double standard. I don't believe men and women are the same. We're equal. That's never been my statement. I'll go on record right now. I do not believe men and women are equal, and I hold different standards for men than I do for women. That's just me.
Okay, but
I'm here.
I'm going with today's standards.
I don't
no longer considered a woman.
Trying to push today's standards on us.
I don't believe in that. They could do what they want.
Wait. Darwin, am I saying something that is incorrect per today's standards? And you were in a workplace, are you supposed to call Sydney Star a man or a woman?
You're supposed to call her by how she identifies.
You just don't want to say woman, right?
All right. If I had to call her a woman, and then I would call her a man.
So why was my statement so far-fetched? You would never call Sydney Star a man in a workplace. So now today's standards, because then
I could probably lose my job. My job.
So your vitriol is conditional.
Absolutely. Because if I was out on the streets and I knew that was a man, I would say, "What up, bro?" If I knew that was a man,
okay.
But if I don't know, like I think
what you said,
Marcus, when you first saw the gentleman, the lady, whatever, you probably thought she was a woman at first, right?
So I thought that person was a woman.
But once you find out she's a man, you can continue to be deceived. It's your choice at that end.
Wait. You said you thought she was a woman?
I did.
All right, so hold on, wait.
So he looked at her like a woman.
So that means if she would have came up and touched you, you would have been down. And then later on, you'd have been the butt of the jokes. Because all your homeboys would have been like, hey, when you would sit over there smiling and cheesing and shit, when old girl grabbed your dick because you the man, homie. Hey, that was a man, homie.
Yeah, you would have been a butt of the joke. You would have been up in there. It's not a good.
He would have known from them big ass hands.
Yeah, you can see if you can see the Adam's apple and the hands and all that shit, you could pretty much figure it out.
Okay,
but we live in a world where it's becoming a little bit harder.
She would have cut you like a basketball, Marcus.
Okay.